What's up, guys? Duster McDangles back here with another video, and welcome back to the channel. We are so close to the NHL season starting, and we've got a couple of videos for you guys right before we do start up the season. And in the next couple of episodes, we're going to be breaking down my top 10 players per each position group. So we're going to go goalies, defensemen, forwards, and in today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 goaltenders, or my top 10 goaltenders for this upcoming season, who are going to be the top performers. We'll break them down from 10 to 1. But before we do get into today's episode, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We've been growing like crazy, and I can't thank you guys enough for the love and support you've been showing the channel. We're trying to hit 750 subscribers before New Year's, so hit that subscribe button if you guys like anything hockey. We'll be bringing you guys videos all season long. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into my top 10 for top 10 goalies this upcoming season. Starting off at number 10, we've got Connor Hellebuyck of the Winnipeg Jets. His last season stats on the screen right now: had a record of 29, 27, and 10 with a .297 goals against average and a save percentage of a .910. I expect Hellebuyck to be at least in the top 10 of goaltending this upcoming season, but with the team in front of him, again, only being 2 lines deep at forwards and it's very suspect on the back end, I expect he's going to have a good season, but not good enough to be higher in the top 5, but I expect him to be at least in the top 10. At number 9, we've got Jake Oettinger of the Dallas Stars. Last season, he had a record of 30, 15, and 1 with a .253 goals against average and a .914 save percentage. I expect him to take another step this year and be around that 30 win mark again, but I don't think the team in front of him is going to be good enough to lend support, good enough for him to have similar stats as he did last year. But again, still 30 wins, but I think the stats will suffer a little bit with the defense and potential of a few players not playing up to their standard. Again, they've got a couple old guys on their team. You've got Sagan and Ben on contracts that are just not up to par with what they are actually performing. Jason Robinson's not even re-signed at this point. So Jake Oettinger, he's going to have a good season at number 9, but I don't think he's going to be a top 5 goalie. Coming in at number 8, we've got Marc-Andre Fleury of the Minnesota Wild. Came in the season last year, finished a record of 28, 23, and 5. I think he's going to have a pretty decent season. The Wild are an interesting team, having lost a couple key pieces such as Fiala leaving the squad for the LA Kings. I still expect the Wild to be in the playoffs, which will lend to some solid play both forwards and on defense, which will help Fleury in the long run when it comes to his stats. So that's why I have Fleury as a top 8 goaltender in the NHL. He is old. He is a little bit older, but I still think Fleury is one of the top goaltenders in the league. He is at least top 10 in my eyes, and you can expect him to have very similar stats as he did last year. At number 7, we've got Thatcher Demko of the Vancouver Canucks. Finished last year off with a 33, 22, and 7 record. .272 goals against average with a .915 save percentage. I expect Demko to be around that same mark. He might even take a little bit of a step forward this year, as the Vancouver Canucks are much improved in another year under Bruce Boudreau. I think will do them well. I expect their top dogs to be very good. JT Miller, Elias Pettersson, Brock Besser, and their defensive core to be able to perform well enough in front of Thatcher Demko to allow him to have even better stats. I expect him around the .250 range for goals against, and maybe even get up around the .920 range when it comes to save percentage. So expect a big season out of Thatcher Demko and the Vancouver Canucks. At number 6, we've got Jack Campbell of now the Edmonton Oilers. Last year with the Leafs, he had a record of 31, 9, and 6. He had a .264 goals against average with a .914 save percentage. I expect an even better season this year, I think, on a more complete team, and the Edmonton Oilers with some more proven track record in the playoffs. They have a decent D-core and a very solid front end of forwards that I think will help Campbell in the long run. They will make a long run in the playoffs this upcoming season, but I think because of that, Campbell is really going to benefit both in the win column and in the stat column. His goals against average, I think, is going to be around .230 this upcoming season, and a save percentage up around .920. So expect a big season out of Campbell as long as he can stay healthy. He has definitely earned that number 6 ranking this upcoming season. At number 5, we've got Freddie Anderson of the Carolina Hurricanes. He had a record last year of 35, 14, and 3 with a .217 goals against average and a .922 save percentage. I think the Carolina Hurricanes might take a little bit of a step back from last year and do not as well. Again, their back end, they don't have that offensive presence, but they do have a very solid defensive presence. Up front, they've got some young superstars who are elite, but I don't think to that echelon of top superstar players. So scoring goals might be difficult, but keeping them out of the net, I think they will be able to do a decent job at that. I still think Freddie Andersen is a top 5 goaltender. His stats, I expect around the 2.20 goals against average and maybe the 920 save percentage this upcoming season, which is why I have him at number 5, because the Carolina Hurricanes are going to be making the playoffs. They're going to play well in front of him, and Freddie Andersen is your 5th ranked goalie this upcoming season in the NHL. Coming in at number 4, I have UC Saros of the Nashville Predators. Last year, he had a record of 38, 25, and 3. Goals against average was a 2.64 with a 918 save percentage. The Predators are a solid squad, bringing over some more key pieces and actually re-signing some key pieces. You've got Ryan McDonough coming over from the Lightning to add to that defensive depth. You've got the forwards, a solid stable there. You've got Duchesne, Johansson, Philip Forsberg, who they just re-signed, and a couple other players on their squad that will be able to bolster them to make a run for the playoffs. And I think between the pipes, UC Saros is a top 4 goaltender in the NHL. I expect his stats to be even better. I think he could be around the 2.20 goals against average with even a 9.25 save percentage. He's going to be up for the Vezina. Sneaky Vezina pick here. If you guys got odds on him on any of the sports books out there, if you guys are betting people, I would put something on Saros for the Vezina this year, because it is going to be a great season for him as our 4th ranked goalie this upcoming season. Coming in at number 3, we've got Jacob Markstrom of the Calgary Flames. 37, 15, and 9 last season with a 2.22 goals against average and a 9.22 save percentage. Just with his height and solid play in between the pipes, you've got solid defense and a great forward core in front of him with the Calgary Flames. I expect him to have a similar record to last season, but I think even better stats this year. I expect him to be around the 2.20 goals against average and that 9.25 save percentage. As long as he can stay healthy, Jacob Markstrom is a top 3 goalie in the league. It's if the Calgary Flames can take that next step, it's going to be on his accord if he can carry them to the promised land, because if he's on his game, he is one of the top goalies in the NHL, and that's why we have him at number 3 this upcoming season. Coming in for me at number 2 is Igor Shesterkin of the New York Rangers. His record last year, 36, 13, and 4 with a 2.07 goals against average and a 9.35 save percentage. With those numbers, you know why he won the Vezina. He was the top goalie in the league last year. He put up amazing stats. The team in front of him actually, I think, outperformed their expectations of what they were supposed to do last season, and I expect them to be around the same. They did lose a lot of key pieces from their team last year that made the run, so I don't expect it to be the same output as this year, but I expect his numbers to be pretty decent. I expect him at least in the 2.15 goals against average and at least the 9.25 save percentage. He'll be up there for the Vezina this year. You can expect him to be a top goaltender this year. He is number 2 in my eyes, and you guys will see why in just a second with my predictions for the first goalie, but Shesterkin coming in at number 2. And my top goalie for this upcoming season, who's going to help carry them very deep into the season and the playoffs, is Andrei Vasilevskiy of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Last year, he went 39, 18, and 5 with a 2.49 goals against average and a save percentage of 9.16. I'd say off on the save percentage last year, but I expect him to pick that up this season. A little bit of the go for the three-peat, not so curse, but I expect him in this case, having had that season go by the wayside, they were out of the playoffs, so get a little bit more rest than he did the last couple of seasons. I think he will come back stronger than ever. I expect his goals against average to be down around the 2.15, 2.20 range and save percentage up around the 9.25. Expect the same record-ish, maybe even crack that 40-win mark, and he will be a front-runner for the Vezina for the foreseeable future with a solid defense in front of him and unbelievable forwards. They're going to be putting the puck in the back of the net more than it's going in their own. So Andrei Vasilevskiy is our top goaltender for this upcoming season to look out for. The Lightning are going to have a great year, but those are my rankings for the goaltenders this upcoming season. Let me know what you guys think. Who should be where? Is this list pretty accurate? Is there somebody who's not on this list that should be on here? I want to hear from you guys down below in the comments. If you've made it this far in the video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button if you guys did enjoy this video. It does help out a ton with the channel. And if you guys want to stick around, next episode we're going to be taking a look at my top 10 defensemen, so stick around for that. That'll be coming out tomorrow morning as well. But that's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, stay dusty.